Sophia, can you just help me with pronounce your last name?
Ituarte.
Ituarte. Okay. All right.
We did it.
It's okay. It's good to ask. Some people don't. It's just like bad.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. With the 2024 SCAC Softball Tournament Championships in Seguin, Texas, on the campus of Texas Lutheran University, we're joined by winners of Game 1, the Southwestern University Pirates, with a 9-3 win over Centenary College head coach Alexis Lynn, along with first-year pitcher Sofia Ituarte. And, Coach, we'll start with you, an impressive win. Just your opening thoughts on tonight's effort, and then we'll open up to questions.
Yeah, it's always a fun game against Centenary. I feel like we played them really close when we played them in the regular season. So when you win a series against somebody coming into them in the tournament, it's hard to make sure that you're actually playing the way you're supposed to play. And we came out, Mackenzie Cox, she's really freaking good. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say it. Sorry, she's really good. But she is like their spark plug. And so if we can limit what they do behind her, I'm happy with that. And I felt like we were able to do that. Soph pitched a good game for us, mixed up her pitches that she throws really well. Threw it in the dirt a few times or the turf a few times, but it's all right. Keeps them off the toes. But I thought we were patient in the box the first inning. Obviously, that was a big, interesting inning for us, and we did a good job with that. Just wish we would have carried it on to inning. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good start for us.
This one for Sophia, obviously great start coming out of the gate. And then kind of talk about the mindset shift you had to have when you came back into the game, kind of to replace in that middle of the inning there and just having to kind of rally the troops and finish off the game strong?
Honestly, just to keep my composure, knowing that if I just play my game, everything's just going to go into God's hands, and working hard, try not to think too much about it and go in there, work my spots, just know how to do it.
Awesome. And, Coach, obviously top of the inning, Centenary gets on the board first with a huge run. They kind of have, what seemed like all the momentum. How important was it for y'all to respond back and score the runs that you did?
Yeah, I think, did we end the inning with the double play, or it was a double play to get 2 outs there, and I think that helped us get some momentum back on our side for sure. And then, Jody's a really good spark plug for us. She's aggressive. She's like not your typical leadoff hitter. Most leadoff hitters see a lot of pitches, but Jody does a good job for us in the leadoff spot. And then, we kind of try to get the ball the runners moving a little bit, and then we were just really patient. I think us being patient paid off.
Finally, Sophia, wrapping things up, just obviously coming into this weekend, the hope is to play a full weekend into Sunday. Today is a great start to that. Just talk about the vibes with the group. What was the mood like after the game, and what are you looking forward to most coming back this afternoon with a big matchup against TLU?
Honestly, coming in the first time, we know that we beat Centenary, but we can't, what's the words? We can't come in, we can't take them lightly. Just knowing that if we play together, defense, offense, everything works in our way, and just have fun. Try not to think so much about it.
Southwestern University, big win today to open up things at the 2024 SCAC Softball Tournament Championships, 9-3 over Centenary, advancing into the winner's bracket semifinal. Coach, Sophia, congratulations and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
welcome back to Mork Softball Field for Game 2 of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference Championship Tournament between Austin College Brews and the St. Thomas Kilts. And my name is Cindy Cox, and today I have a very, very super special guest, the one and only
All right, don't gas me up.
Bryce Hayes, the Sports Information Director for TLU, the man behind the scenes. He's joining me because Easton is a loser and has to go take a final. So Bryce, welcome.
This is the first time I've actually ever done a softball game, so I'm learning from you today. Now, I've coached softball for 8 years now. I've never actually had the chance to be in the booth for it. So this will be a first time experience for me. Obviously, I've gotten to do football in the past here at TLU, so now I get to do softball. And what a stage to do it, the 2024 SCAC tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is going to be a good game between these two teams. Austin College coming into this tournament with the record of 18-20. St. Thomas going 22-12. And let's go ahead and take a look at the lineups for these teams, and we'll tell you about some players to watch.
So leading off for the Roos at shortstop, we have number 1, Lizzie Preston, who's been a standout player for them all season long. Definitely somebody to look out for. She has a chance to reach 150 hits here in the tournament. That's something for us to keep an eye out on the deeper we get into this. Batting second, number 9 in left field, Tori Fowler. Batting third and second base, Kirsty Hemby, who's in the top of the NCAA leaderboard most of the year in doubles. So it's definitely something to look forward to, especially today where it's going to be hard to get the ball out. The wind's blowing in. It's really humid. As somebody who's been down on the field during game 1, it is humid.
Here
it's going to
are
be hard to get the
today's
ball out.
starting lineups.
At a
First
field
for the
that's pretty
Roos.
much always hard to get the ball out anyway. The humidity today is not
Batting
bad.
first at shortstop, number
Hitting
1,
cleanup
Elizabeth
for the Roos is
Preston.
number 16, Hannah King at third base.
Batting second in left
fifth,
field, number 9,
center fielder,
Tori
21, Karen
Fowler.
Johnson, who's in the top 5 of the SCAC and RBI, so that's
Batting
definitely
third
somebody
at
that wants
second
to
base,
play.
number 3,
First four can
Kirsty
get on board.
Hemby.
Batting 6th at first base.
Batting fourth at third base,
six,
number
Haley
16, Hannah
Schweikowski.
King.
Batting 7th, serving as designated player, number 10, Lindsay
Batting
Bush.
fifth in center
Batting
field, number
8th,
21,
in right field,
Carrie
number 4, Faith
Johnson.
Butler. And behind the plate for the Roos, number 0,
Batting sixth
Alexandra
at first
Tobar.
base, number 6,
And in the
Haley
circle today is
Schweikowski.
Alexis Johnson, someone I know you're a big
Batting
fan of,
seventh at
Sydney.
EP, number 10, Lindsay
Huge fan.
Bush.
When they played here against TLU,
Batting
Alexis
eighth in right
Johnson
field, number
was
4,
just
Faith
lights out. She
Butler.
threw a heck of a game. So I'm pretty
Batting ninth
excited
at
to see
catcher,
her
number
back
0,
out
Alessandra
today.
Tobar.
And she will be facing
And in the circle,
Helps
number
leading off for the
55,
Kilts
Alexis
is their-
Johnson.
Probably their number 1, their spark plug, Rebecca Archibald.
And now the starters for the St. Thomas Kilts. Batting first in left field, number 29, Rebecca Archibald.
Jalen Simmons.
Batting second at second base, number 1, Haley Lopian. Batting third at third base, number 6, Jalen Simmons. Batting fourth at catcher, number 27, Chloe Bennett.
Lindsey Gonzalez, member of the All Sydney team.
Batting fifth in right field, number 7, Mallory
Yep,
Munson.
she's on the All Sydney team, and if you guys don't know what that is,
Batting
we'll talk
sixth
about
at
it
EP,
later.
number 21,
Finally, we've got
Isabel
Gabby
Charles.
Delia and Delaney Moreno.
Batting seventh at shortstop, number 31, Lindsay Gonzalez.
And she gets the start, so we got quite a game today that
Batting
we are
eighth at
ready
first
for.
base, number
So
5, Gabby
we're gonna go
Dombola.
ahead and sign off real
Batting
quick,
ninth
and we'll
in
be
center
right
field,
back
number
as
2,
these two
Delaney
teams get ready
Moreno.
to play.
Preston.
And we are ready to go here in game 2 here at York Softball Field at Ed Cruzy Stadium with Lizzie Preston leading off for the Roos. And there's our first pitch, ball outside. And Sid, let's see where we go today. I know this is a game you've been looking forward to after our discussion yesterday. You think the Roos have a chance at having their best season in program history with 18 wins. The first appearance in the SCAC tournament, I think, in a long time, if I can recall off the top of my head. So we'll see where this goes. This is a different situation for, I think, everyone involved. I know for Coach Johnson in his second year, this is his first appearance. So we'll see how the Roos react to a bit of a high-pressure situation.
Yeah, it is, but what I like about this team as well is they don't show their nerves or the pressure. You know, you can't tell. So they really just kind of play it like it's any other game. You know, they're happy to be here. I mean, they were selected to finish 7th in the SCAC. So they definitely did better than that. I mean, 6th, but they're still really good. It's their most successful season since 2016. And it's their most successful by a lot as well.
As Preston works a full count here to start the game. Preston all SCAC honorable mention last year, and we'll learn the awards after our first game. She bounces one to shortstop, beats it out. Preston, one of the faster players for the Roos, 24 stolen bases on the years, which is 7th in the SCAC.
Now batting for the
Program's
Roos,
all-time stolen bases leader with
Corey
59 career
Fowler.
stolen bases. We'll see if she gets on the move here. Now at the plate.
What a bang-bang play, too. I think just Gonzalez over at short needing to pick a better hop and not let that one eat her up, because the more hops it takes, the more steps Preston is getting. So the Roos have their leadoff batter on for Tori Fowler.
Fowler, the Hill College, Community College transfer, and there goes Preston right on cue. She's gonna get in there now with her 60th career stolen base.
Yeah, and you just can't ask for a better setup here, you know. I mean, I do really believe that this is going to be a great game today between these two teams.
Ball outside. And, you know, having played for Coach Wilson, you're going to recognize this phrase. The Roos are going to have to scratch. Get the SCAC tournament champions from last season in the opening round for your first appearance in a long time in the SCAC tournament. Now you get a pass ball to move for ball 4. Now you got first and third right out the gate for the Roos, and an opportunity to get on the board first against the 2023 SCAC tournament champions.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, of all days, this is probably the best day to beat a team like St. Thomas, where the ground's a little wet, ball's a little slick, so you're seeing these pitchers kind of struggle a bit to keep their hands dry. So, I mean, you have the odds for you. So.
Well, the coach tried to run a first and third play on the stolen base as Tori Fowler takes second, who someone else that loves to take a couple backs for the Roos. She set the program record with 25 stolen bases in the regular season. Now her 26th stolen base on the season as they execute the double steal and get their first run of the day.
Absolutely, and up to bat is Percy Hemby too. She is one of my favorites, but she's going to pop that one high in the air. Gonzalez calling off Simmons to make the first out of the inning there. So a good job by Sosaman to get a big pop-up there.
Now batting for the Roos, third baseman number 16, Hannah King.
Well, Hemby is obviously somebody they want at the plate with runners in scoring position. Hannah King is someone else with first pitch swinging and fly out to right field. 2 outs now.
Yeah, just not very good at bats there by Hemby or King. Just giving the Celts some easy
Now batting
outs,
for the Roos,
and they're
number
both
21,
great
Carrie
hitters
Johnson.
that can hit the ball hard. So just when you hit them straight in the air, it's going to be an easy out no matter what.
Now we got Carrie Johnson at the plate. 5th in the SCAC in RBIs airing today with 28 in the regular season. Interesting story for Carrie Johnson on a team full of interesting backgrounds and stories. She began her career at Southeastern Oklahoma State as Fowler tries to take third and is gunned down by Chloe Bennett to get the Celts out of the top of the first, only giving up 1 run.
Yeah, some miscommunication there to end the inning, but Celts with the momentum back now. Crew's able to score 1 run off of one hit, and we will head now into the bottom of the first. Please stay with us.
Accurate one softball good at Acres Stadium for the bottom of the first. The Blues able to scratch one across on the third seeded Celts in the top of the first. Alexis Johnson in the circle for the Reeds, and leading off for the Celts, number 29, Rebecca Archibald. She takes ball 1 to start the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Rebecca Archibald is a key player here for St. Thomas. Sorry, blinked on the school name for a sec. But she's a key player. She's got lots of speed as a slapper. And she really just is one of those players that starts it all off for them. Currently leads the team as well with 24 stolen bases so far this year.
And as somebody that gets a vote in all SCAC now, she's definitely a favorite to repeat as an all SCAC selection.
Yeah, for sure. She really is. I mean, she leads the team both in average and in runs. So, I mean, it's no surprise as to why she's the leadoff for them.
Also, as an old washed-up baseball player, I have to respect and know BG's from Archibald. You don't see that very much anymore. We're all about the gear, the fresh BGs, the fresh cleats, the sleeves, the Evo Shield, and she's just up there. No BGs ready to roll.
It's the way to do it.
As Archibald fouls one off, keep the count 2-2.
Yeah, last year the Celts, I mean, they had, it was only their 4th year as a softball program, and they were able to win this championship tournament last year, went to the regional in Belton, and they lost their first game to UMHB and ended up beating Rosemont College and lost to UMHB again there for the elimination. But, I mean, to come in your 3rd season as a program and to just do as well as they did, it's pretty fun to watch.
Johnson gets started with a strikeout to start the game. Now comes
batting for the Celts, second baseman number 1, Haley Lupien.
Yeah, I mean, and it's no surprise either that Johnson is getting strikeouts. I mean, she's 5th I believe so, 5th in the conference with 48 strikeouts, but that's now going to be number 49, ties her for 4th. So she's a great pitcher. There's just something about her. She's a transfer from Southwestern College and NAIA. She's tied for 4th in wins, 10th in ERA. Honestly, I'm sure Coach Johnson is really excited to have her on his team. Great play there by the shortstop. That's going to be Lizzie Preston coming over, making the play there for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Celts, third baseman number 6, Jalen Simmons.
Now to play for the Celts, number 6, Jalen Simmons. In my opinion, she has an argument for being the best third baseman in the conference.
And you're not going to see me disagreeing with that one, honestly. She is just, she's an athlete.
Down, and that one ends up in right field, but the right field is doing her job, backing up the throw, and keeps Simmons at first base. She reaches on an error, but no harm, no foul. Simmons stays at first base.
Well, and honestly, I think she might have beaten the throw, really.
Now batting number 47, Chloe Bennett.
And it's pretty awesome, too, that, you know, your 3-hole is getting on base with a bunt single. So now Chloe Bennett up to bat, and she is a threat to be reckoned with, both offensively and behind the plate.
Likely your first team all SCAC catchers, 5th in the SCAC in hits with 50 on the season, 4th in doubles with 13. She leads the SCAC with 41 RBIs and 79 total bases. And Simmons is on the move, and she's in there, setting Chloe Bennett up for another RBI opportunity to just add to those SCAC leading 41 RBIs.
Yeah, for sure. And really, I mean, puts the Celts in a good position to score and answer back the one run the Roos were able to get in the first inning. I mean, there's no one else you would one up right now.
Now back to Johnson. Now, looking at her numbers, it doesn't tell the complete story for her in the circle. She's been a workhorse for the Roos. She leads the SCAC in innings, so, you know, when you're out there that much, you're going to give up some runs, you're going to give up some hits. Records 10 and 11, but if you actually sit back and watch her work, she's a lot better than 10 and 11. As she finds the outside corner and Taylor throws behind Simmons with 2 outs. I don't know if I'd do that if I was a coach. Probably relax a little bit back there. Don't give them any way to scratch a run across and Coach Johnson get out the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes Johnson with the pitch. Right back at her, and she worked out of it.
It's easy work there for Johnson. Just an easy play. Celts unable to score any runs off of 1 hit or an error, depending on which way you're scoring
how you
it.
rule it, but you know, when the ball's 30 feet in the air, I think they got to rule it.
Yeah. All right, so we will see you guys here back in the top of the 2nd inning. Please stay with us.
Johnson.
At Mork Softball Field and Ed Cruzy Stadium, leading off for the Roos after ending the last inning at the plate, outfielder number 21, Carrie Johnson.
Yep, and really some good luck for her. She gets to start her at-bat over against Sosaman, which, I mean, always a good thing. She was able to see 2 pitches, or 1 or 2, I believe.
She pops that one up. center field for out number 1. Sid is somebody who's down on this field today. Pop-ups are the worst thing to get hit today because
Now batting for the
the
Rouge,
ground is
first
slick.
baseman
You played
number
here,
6,
you know when it's
Haley
humid, when it
Schwatkowski.
sprinkles, it doesn't take much for the ball to get really slick here. So keeping the ball on the ground is going to be key for every team that plays here today. If you really want to put the defense to work, keep the ball on the ground and make them make a play. You saw earlier, Bennett threw one over. You have a lot of different ways that you can get runs across, and hitting the ball in the air to somebody is not one of them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just kind of reiterating, but more with the focus on, the ball's going to be slick. We saw in the first game outfielders making some high throws because the ball was wet. So if you can force the defense to grip the ball a little better to make a play, and that's going to be your key. Any fly ball today is just going to get stuck. Air's too heavy.
At the plate for the Rouge, Schwatkowski as she works to a 3-1 count. Lead off walk for Schwatkowski as the Rouge get another base runner to start the inning.
Yeah, I mean, walks so far have been the name of the game so far today. I mean, when you have these walks, it's killer. Walks will be the death of you, as we saw from Centenary in game 1 today.
Now batting for the
I would
Rouge,
say that made up for
10,
80% of
Lindsay
Southwestern's
Buck.
offense. I don't believe it was a ton of hits. It was just 6 or 7 walks in that first inning. It kind of turned into a carousel around the bases, just one foot in front of the other, just walk after walk. I think ended up with over 40 balls in the bottom of the first inning.
Absolutely.
Bush flies one to right center, caught by the right fielder Munson, and got 2 away now.
Absolutely. And I mean, like you said, these balls just hanging in the air and diving. Off the bat, we may have thought it could have got down, maybe for a base hit, but today's just not the day for that.
Faith Butler takes strike 1. She lines one at second base and keep the ball on the ground. It's going to be a relatively quick game here. The Rouge in the inning, stranding 1.
Yep, still a 1-0 ball game here as the
game.
Rouge lead.
Going to the bottom of the second.
All right, well, please stay with us.
Leading off for the Celts, right fielder number 7, Mallory Munson.
We're back here at North Softball Field at Ed Cruz Stadium for the bottom of the second inning of the second game of the 2024 SCAC tournament. Leading off for the Celts, number 7, Mallory Munson.
Munson is she's a pitcher utility player, senior from Danbury, Texas. And today she's getting the start out in right field.
Swings and misses at strike 1. Even count 1-1.
Johnson just doing a good job. She threw 16 pitches last inning, didn't allow any runs. I'd say, the key for her is to try and limit that pitch count, but honestly, St. Thomas just a good team. They're going to see a lot of pitches, and they're going to make this a hard game for her.
And right through the 5-hole. Shortstop Lizzie Preston as Munson finds a way to get on. I would glue that in E6 if it was me.
A very, very definite E6 there. That one, Preston, I don't know, maybe expecting a hop that just didn't show, and unfortunately that's an easy base runner there for the Celts. And
now you have a pinch runner, number 4, Megan Anderson at first base.
Yeah, definitely want to limit these base runners, especially with no outs. St. Thomas is just too good of a team
Now batting for the Celts, number 21,
to get
Isabel
away
Charles.
with this.
Too good of a team and too productive of a team.
Absolutely.
After TLU, the highest scoring offense in the SCAC. So you don't want to give them anything free and easy. As DP Isabel Charles misses on the bunt attempt for strike 1.
Yeah, so really after giving up the base runner there on the air, really just now the focus is on this next batter here, and also keeping an eye out for any runners, any stolen bases here. This counts now 1-1 to Charles. Charles, a sophomore from Houston, Texas. Coming into today, hitting 247. She's going to lay down a
She just gets let down that time, and Tobar takes care of it. 2-4 for the sacrifice bunt. Moves Munson over to second.
Beautiful execution there, just
Now batting for the
getting
Celts,
that runner
shortstop,
over
number
into scoring
31,
position
Lindsay
for
Gonzalez.
Lindsay Gonzalez. And Gonzalez made the All-Sydney team. And Bryce, I don't know if you know my reason, but it's because I was number 31 at Hardin-Simmons, so I have to show love to my 31.
That's the reason she made the team? No other rhyme or reason, just you saw 31 and that's your girl?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, her being a great player is also another reason, but she's got a lot of energy too. Coming in today hitting 354. 354, and she's hitting in the 7-hole, Bryce. If that doesn't tell you how great this team is offensively, I don't know what does.
Oh, when you're this productive, having that out of 7-hole only accentuates how productive you can be. And 354 with a runner at second is something I believe Coach Frobase would look forward to. It's a shot to right field, caught by Butler. Out number 2.
Now batting first baseman number 5, Gabby Zavala.
Gabby Davila comes to the plate for the Celts. Got a break into action. Guess they're switching cards, or?
Well, I think after that pitch, one of her cards fell out.
Which, on wet turf, I don't know if that's a good thing or not today, Sid. On a normal dry day, that's no big deal, but on a day with the turf that's kind of slick and just a flimsy piece of paper and a wristband, you might lose a few signals.
All right, so Gabby Davila here, third baseman today, or first baseman, sorry. Forgot my numbers.
You had a corner, just the wrong corner.
Yeah, just the opposite corner. That's fine. I mean, honestly, this game has proved to be what I hoped it was.
It's living up to what you told me yesterday. It's tight. Austin College is competing.
I mean,
Another 2-out check behind the runner from Tobar. And I don't know about you, Sydney, but that would make me very nervous.
absolutely, especially throwing down to second.
Against a team that quote unquote, if you look on paper, you're not supposed to beat. You don't give them anything free, and that's just asking for potential danger at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I already don't like throwing behind runners a whole lot.
Johnson finds the zone for strike one.
Yeah, I mean, right now you have the lead. Let's just stick with it, focus on that.
Speaking of throwing runners, you have the TLU baseball game on in the press box here. Senior Chance Green throws out a Trinity runner trying to take second as the Bulldogs lead 4-0 in the first round of the TLU baseball SCAC tournament as well in the bottom of the third. 3-1 count here at Ed Cruzey Stadium. With Davila at the plate, runner at second. Dribbles one down the first. Foul. She tried to sell it.
You can tell she wanted it to stay. That's Whitekowski over there. She's like, dang it.
She won't be getting an Oscar for that one, but she tried. She tried.
Oh, man. You could tell as soon as she picked it up. She
tried to hide it from her third umpire out there. And now that one's fair. And she gets her put out the wall. She knocks it down and steps on first to end the inning.
Yep, so that'll end the inning here. I mean, Kelt's unable to get a run across the board. I think their leadoff batter stranded at second. So Austin College still up 1-0 as we head into the top of the third inning. Please stay with us.
Back here at Ed Cruzey Stadium, with Alexandra Tobar leading off for the Roos, taking strike one to start the inning.
Yep, Tobar getting the start today behind the plate. She's done a great job so far, backing up her pitcher. She's doing her job behind the plate.
See if Tobar can keep the Roos streak of getting leadoff runners on. As Sydney right on cue gets on base, but she gets greedy. It's thrown out by Arthur Ball in left field. So that'll be a single with her thrown out at second base. Right when it looked like the Roos would have another leadoff runner on, Tobar gets greedy and is thrown out by that all-conference left fielder, Rebecca Archer.
I'm just trying to think of something to say. I think in a game like this, you just can't. You just can't be aggressive like that.
I get being aggressive, especially with a lead, but at the same time, with the production you have at the top of your lineup, I think you just settle for the single and then see if Lizzie Preston can get you over, and you have Tori Fowler behind her, and now you start, instead of run around, no outs, you're 1 out, and now 1-2 count to Preston.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and also, too, a 1-run lead, it's just not going to be good enough to hold the Celts. I mean, unless Johnson just does a phenomenal job, which she may, and the Celts just completely choke at the plate. I mean, one run just is not enough. So you really want to fight for every single run you can get, and just keep in mind the more runs, the merrier. And also just trusting your teammates are going to do their job too.
Foul that off, count 2-2. Now, Sydney, I would believe that as of right now, there's no real feeling of stress in that Celts dugout. You know, you swept the Roos earlier in the season. It's just a slow start right now.
Absolutely.
Sauceman strikes out Preston for out number 2.
Absolutely. If I'm the Celts, I'm probably not too worried, but I'd say give it an inning or two if we still, aren't having better at bats, aren't making any adjustments, and haven't gotten bored yet. I might start getting a little worried.
Now at the plate for the Roos, Tori Fowler, the Hill College Community College transfer.
I mean, I believe there are a lot of transfers on the Roo team. Head coach Brandon Johnson just getting all these players from all over.
And it's completely turned their luck around. I mean, you go from a team that missed the tournament last year to a team that's setting program records and in the conference tournament this season. And now, as of right now, competing with a team that won the whole thing last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what he's done with this program is really fun to watch, and I mean, just exciting too.
Got twos on the board all around. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here to Fowler, as soft as it comes. Fowler takes ball 3, working to a full count. She walked in her first at bat in the first inning. Let's see if she can work a second walk right here. There it is. She's back on base for the Roos. Let's see if Coach Johnson will put her in motion. 5th in the SCAC and stolen bases. As I mentioned earlier, set the program record this season. In her first season as a Roo with 25 stolen bases in a single season. They stole one earlier. Let's see if they test Bennett again here with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of think I want to.
And right on cue, she's on the move, but it may not matter here as Archibald charges in almost on the infield for out number 3.
Yeah, just not the at-bat you want there from your biggest hitter, Hemby. She's not seeing the ball too well so far today, but Roos still in the lead, leaving 1 runner on as we now head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Please stay with us.
Back here at Mork Softball Field at Cruzy Stadium as the Celts start the bottom of the 3rd with center fielder number 2 Delaney Moreno leading off before turning the lineup over to the all-conference left fielder Rebecca Archibald as she takes strike 1.
Delaney Moreno, left-handed batter here for the Celts here in the 9-hole. First pitch wasn't slapping, but you never know if she changes it. And the line out there to Kirsty Hemby over at second base for the first out of the inning. And like you said, it's going to turn the lineup over to Rebecca Archibald, who struck out swinging her
Now
first
batting
at
for the
bat.
Gilts, left fielder number 29, Rebecca Archibald.
Archibald, who was the first, it was a one-time SCAC hitter the week during the regular season. Let's see if she can find a way to get on for the Celts and try to get something going. She drops down the bunt, and great execution defensively from Swiatkowski and Hemby as Archibald, the speedster for the Celts, has sat down and, Sid, you may have spoke something positive to existence for the Roos. They've looked really well defensively. Everything the Celts are throwing at them, they're making the right play. They're not overthinking. They're taking their time. And as of right now, they're hanging in there.
I'm telling you, I am the biggest Austin College fan. Love what they did this year, and that's such a great play by Swiatkowski over at first. Just being able to read Archibald's hands and get to that bunt as quickly as possible, and then just turning around and making a bullet of a throw to Hemby to get the out. I mean, that's huge.
Now Lupien up at the plate for the Celts as she bounces one to Hemby, and Johnson works through another 1-2-3 inning. And the Roos take a 1-0 lead into the fourth.
Yep, I mean, that's a 5-pitch inning right there. Johnson throwing 4 of those 5 for strikes. Once again, Celts unable to score any runs as we now head into the top of the 4th inning. The Roos winning 1-0. Please stay with us.
More than dream of a better world. Make it happen with a TLU degree. Texas Lutheran University provides one-on-one opportunities for students to build their college resumes. As freshmen and sophomores, our students are already performing research with a professor, presenting at conferences, and building their portfolios to apply for graduate schools and professional health programs. The world needs you. Answer your calling. TLU. Learn boldly. Live to inspire. Learn more at tlu.edu.
Back here at Mark Softball Field at Ed Krugy Stadium as we start the top of the 4th inning. The Austin College Roos leading the St. Thomas Celts 1-0. Third baseman Hannah King leading off for the Roos. Flew out to right field in her first at bat in the first inning. King, who is second in the SCAC with 14 doubles and tied for 4th in the SCAC with 2 homers, looking to do damage here to lead off the inning and hopefully another good start to top of the inning for the Roos.
Yeah, I mean, they're just seeing the ball really well today off of Sosaman. They're making good contact, not a lot of easy outs. They've done a good job as a team to just get on base and make something happen here.
Third. Oh! Simmons tries to make a gold glove caliber play. Daiwa just couldn't come up with it. It was a great effort there by Jalen Simmons at third base. But yet another leadoff runner for the Roos.
I mean, honestly, Simmons just made it look easy. And really, I mean, I just think first baseman.
That's an athlete. That's an athlete.
Davias just has to get that pick, help her teammate out. I ruled it as an E3.
Yeah, that's what I put. That's an E3. Jalen Simmons made a good enough throw to make that play happen. Just couldn't get the pick at first from Davila. Now the Roos with the leadoff runner on with Carrie Johnson at the plate, the team captain.
Oh, they have a team captain.
They do have a team captain.
I love that. I love that for them. I think, you know, a lot of times people don't want to put a certain person into leadership, give them the quote power, but at the same time, I think a team captain can be really good for team morale, especially if it's someone trustworthy. So
Right.
I assume, Brandon Johnson, head coach, trusts Carrie Johnson enough to just be that leader for her team.
Johnson pops one foul. Johnson has an interesting story. Began her career at Southeast Oklahoma State as a scholarship basketball player. It's Division II. Before transferring to Austin College, and she drives one to center. That's down. And unlike the last inning, they're going to be more conservative and just take the base. No, they're not going to force anything. Not going to give Moreno a chance
Now
to get a
batting for
runner
the
out at
Wizards,
third.
base number
Completely
6,
flip the
Haley
momentum.
Barkowski.
Go station to station. Runner first and
Absolutely.
second.
Honestly, I think if I'm Austin College, I think I want to put a pinch runner in there for King.
Gets a hold of one. They're going to stay fair. It's just foul.
Oh my goodness.
That would have potentially broken the game with their team.
Gosh, that's Whitekowski. What a great ball right there. I could see the backspin from here, and I normally can't. But she definitely just on time with that one there. Seriously, I don't know what they did to prepare today, but it's working.
That's what every hitting coach in America says, getting the inside of the ball and let the backspin happen and let the results take care of themselves. And she almost walked into a 3-run shot that would have broke this game.
Oh, yeah. If the wind's not blowing the way it is, I think it had the chance to sneak over. I really do think so. But, like we said, the wind just,
Between the wind
it's
and the
present
humidity,
today.
It's going to be hard to get one out. If you hit one out today in any game today, you earned it.
Whitekowski now at a 2-2 count here. She's got runners at first and second for her. Outfield playing normal, if not a little too deep. I think when you have a runner in scoring position, you want to play up a little bit, give yourself a chance to throw the runner out.
Got a full count now. Whitekowski with a chance to get even more momentum on the Rouge side. Grounds one to third. Tries to get the double play throwing for a second. Now it's pretty much the same situation, just with one out. Fielder's choice. Ground out to Simmons.
Now batting for the
Gosh,
Wizards,
that made me hold my breath
Lindsay
there. That
Bush.
throw to second, that's a bang play. Johnson, I'm sure she had no clue the ball was going there, and I'm sure it's the last thing she expected, but she's got a slider dive. You just never know. Simmons doing a good job of knowing who her runners are and taking a chance there with Johnson. This is going to be Lindsay Bush, the DP. She's now at
Strike
a...
two.
She's now at a 0-2 count there. Sosman, she started throwing some more change-ups there. Get these hitters off balance. It's done a good job so far.
Second strikeout of the day.
Now batting for the Wizards, right
Two
fielder
outs,
number 4,
2
Faith Butler.
And giving herself to potentially work out of the jam. Faith Butler come up to the plate. She rolls over one to second, pitch to first, and the coach worked out of the potential back-breaking error.
Absolutely, and Rouge really a huge missed opportunity there for the Rouge, but still have the lead here as it's still 1-0 heading into the bottom of the fourth. Please stay with us.
For the Celts,
Back here
Jalen
at Eddie
Simmons.
Stadium. For the bottom of the fourth inning is the third seed Celts trail the sixth seed Austin College Roos 1-0.
Whoever starts, they're staying in there.
As we welcome the heart of the Celts lineup here in the bottom of the fourth, starting with third baseman number 6, Jalen Simmons.
Yeah, Jalen Simmons, I mean, really just the huge hitter here for the Celts. I mean, she's a key player. She leads the team in triples, actually. But, I mean, both in 2022 and 2023, she was All-SCAC first-team player. I mean, I can almost guarantee you we'll see her there in that spot here again. So, yeah, I mean, she's just such a great player. So, who better than to lead things off here for the Celts in this bottom of the fourth inning?
Simmons flies one to right for the first out of the inning.
Yeah,
You know, for Johnson, that has to make her feel good. Get started with the inning with a lot of power coming to the plate to just
Now
get one
batting
to
for the
kind of
Celts,
settle
pitcher number
in.
47, Bowie Bennett.
Been rolling throughout. I mean, I'm looking at my score sheet. Really not a lot of damage for a team that's very much lived on it all season long.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's just doing a good job. I mean, and I don't think she necessarily throws hard. I don't see a whole lot of movement. But what she does is she just mixes up location to keep these hitters guessing. She just does a really good job at, I mean, she just makes it work.
Oh, as third baseman Hannah King lays out but throws it away as Chloe Bennett gets on base for the first time today.
Yeah, and she's going to advance all the way to second as well, so runner in scoring position there. I bet King would just
Now
want to
batting
play
for the
that
Celts,
one
right
back
fielder number 7,
again.
Mallory Munson.
I mean, that's a huge out that it would have been, but unfortunately just not there. So now Mallory Munson re-enters the game after being pinch ran for to hopefully get an RBI opportunity.
As she fouls that first pitch off. The right fielder reached on an error herself in the second inning. Looks to tie this one up here at 1 out. Squaring around early. See what the defense is going to give her as Johnson buries one in the dirt. Tobar blocks that one back there.
Key here for the Roos is going to be limiting free bases, whether that's walks
100%.
or errors. So, I mean, really, Johnson is throwing the best she can, but if she could just limit those errors and her team just has her back, it's going to make this game a lot more comfortable for them. A 2-1 count here for Munson as she swings through it for strike 2. Foul down the third base line. Count remains 2-2 for Munson. Isabel Charles on deck. She had a sac bunt her last at bat.
Sydney, with the way Johnson's been throwing, I wouldn't expect her to come out today. You know, she enters today 14th in Division III with 16 complete games this year, leading the SCAC. So, as of right now, hopefully not jinxing her, shutting out the Celts through 3 1/3. I'm not sure she's coming out today.
No, I mean, she is their number one. I mean, easily. I just don't know. You know, there's Schweitkowski you can throw, Carrie Johnson. You know, there's, besides her, I mean, they just don't really have many other options that can just work the magic the way she does. And that's just the best way to describe it. It is literally magic.
Munson fights another one off, keeping the count 2-2. She keeps battling at the plate.
Yeah, this is coming up now is the 8th pitch of the at-bat here.
Rolls over to third base. Hannah King, the rare slide into first base, doesn't pan out. 2 outs now.
Yeah, it is very rare to see someone slide.
Especially
Now batting for the Celts, the D.
And normally I see a
21,
dive into
Isabel
first
Charles.
North head first. Pete Rose dive into first base. No, none of that. Feet first. Doesn't pan out for the Celts, but he does move Bennett over to third with 2 outs.
Absolutely.
Charles at the plate. She drives one foul. Putting Coach Frobase on the move over there in the third base coaching box.
Making sure she's staying awake.
6 times SCAC Coach of the Year. 5 times at Southwestern and 1 time at St. Thomas.
Yep, she's been around as Coach of the Year. And you know, actually, Bryce, did you know that she played softball at Stephen F. Austin?
I did not know that.
Yep, and she set career marks with 98 RBIs, 36 doubles, and 123 runs scored. So, guys, St. Thomas is being coached by a SFA legend over there.
Speaking of SFA, we have a SFA legend of our own on the staff here at CLU as Charles ties the game with a drive to right center. She's going to try for third, and she's going to be in there standing up with the stand-up triple to right center, tying us up here 1-1 at the bottom of the fourth.
Gosh, what a great hit there by Charles. Just getting every piece of it,
Now batting for the Celts,
just
shortstop
not
number
missing.
41,
Hits the ball
Lindsay
hard,
Gonzalez.
takes it the other way, and able to leg it out to a triple.
Now the key here for Johnson is trying to strand Charles there at third. Didn't get to strand Bennett at third like she hoped, but now hopefully strand Charles and hopefully scratch across some more runs here in the top of the 5th as she throws ball 1 to Gonzalez. Gonzalez flew out to right field at her first at bat in the 2nd inning, looking to avoid that same fate here in the bottom of the 4th. Drives one to center and waiting on in center field, 21 Carrie Johnson, as Johnson works out of more damage here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, 1 run scored off of 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 run left on base. So this game is now tied as we head into the top of the 5th inning. Fans, please stay with us. We got a good one here.
Leading off for the Roos, the catcher number 0, Alessandra Tobar.
Back here to start the top of the 5th here at Mork Softball Field at Ed Cruz Stadium as the rain begins to pick up here in Seguin. Ball game tied 1-1 as the Roos start the top of the 5th with catcher Alessandra Tobar, who drives one into right center. burning the right fielder. It's going to be a stand-up double to start the inning, and yet another lead-off base runner for the Roos.
I just cannot even describe to you how amazed I am with this team.
Now batting for the Roos, shortstop number
They
1, Elizabeth
are really just
Preston.
lights out. I mean, whatever approach that they've had today, they've executed well. And I mean, this is just such a fun game to watch right now. It really is.
It's a battle.
I love it. I love some good competition.
And there's the wild pitch that moves her over to third base.
Yeah, I mean, that's clutch. I mean, no outs, runner on third. I mean, that's huge right now.
Now, question for you, Sydney, as someone who I know has worked closely in travel ball and played here for a coach that I know loves to win. Do you take the bat out of Lizzie Preston's hand, try to bunt her in, or you just let her swing away and live with what happens? And she does her job. I guess there's your answer. Lizzie Preston swings away, draws the ball right up the middle. You can't ask for anything better. And the Blues are out front again.
Well, okay, I don't want to sound like this, but I honestly was going to say let her swing. But now, of course, you know, you can be like, well, you're just saying that because she got a hit.
No,
but
Sid, I've known you for 3 years now, and I respect your opinion enough to know that you may have said that. You've always kind of been pro.
Yeah,
Let your hitters do damage.
Yeah, I think
You work with Scott
especially
Smith, so
someone
I know
like
you
Lizzie
hear
Preston
damage
too. I mean, she's in the leadoff position for a reason. I also just haven't really seen these girls bunt a whole lot, and I think, truthfully, in my opinion, a suicide squeeze play should work every single time. If it's done properly, it should work every single time. But because I don't know Austin College as well, that's not something I can confidently say would work for them.
Right.
Especially with toe bar. I don't know what kind of speed she has. But, gosh. Bryce Hayes, I'm having so much fun right now.
I know you are, Sydney. Tori Fowler now, as Softball throws a wild pitch, some high heat, and a little bit off the mark.
I mean, here's the thing.
Preston takes second base easily.
Austin College is working in best scenario possible. They're in the dugout hitting, while Sussman has to throw with the rain coming down on her. Everything that she can't control is against her right now. So for Austin College, this is best case scenario for them.
This is also potentially a worst case scenario for the Celts, not only with Sussman, but you have a catcher as great as Chloe Bennett is. She does beat the SCAC and pass balls. Now the rain's picking up. That bit's getting a little wet. Vision getting a little blurry. And the Roos are already hitting the ball well. This is just a recipe for potentially the momentum to swing even more in the Roos' favor.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is just one of those things where if you're the Celts, you have to find a way to say, okay, everything's not going our way, but how do we turn that around? What can we do mentally to put ourselves in a better position to turn this game around?
Even the count 2-2, nobody out, runner at second. Number 9, Tori Fowler.
Yeah, Fowler so far today, 2 walks.
There's another wild pitch. As you said, Sydney, the ball's getting wetter, the heavier this rain begins to come down.
I mean, it's hard. It's not ideal. I mean, I remember.
I was about to ask, do you have a little bit of deja vu? It predates my time here, but the regional.
Yes,
before
exactly.
I got here,
Regional in 2021.
I've heard a lot of stories
playing
about
Christopher Newport, I think, and it's coming down just like this, miserable. And here's the thing, fans. This field is turf. So pretty much as long as there is no lightning and no extreme downpour, they're going to keep playing. And that's exactly what we did back in 2021. And, you know, unfortunately, I mean, I don't know how you make it work. We had Ashlyn Strahler pitching for us, and she did.
All four as the fans get really excited if they have all four.
Now batting for the Roos, second baseman
Yeah, I
number
mean,
3,
Ashlyn
Kirsten
Strahler was the pitcher
Embry.
that game, and even with it coming down, she still found a way to throw strikes and be dominant. But the pitcher for Christopher Newport, she just couldn't figure out a way. So, trust me, it's hard. I mean,
What a scenario for the Roos now. You have your arguably your best hitter at the plate, runners first and third, nobody out with the lead. Late and starting to get late in the game too.
absolutely. I mean, it's the 5th inning.
Looks
And
like
Kersey
the Celts
Hemby-
are about to make a pitching change now. Coach Fro talking to the umpire. Looks like number 10, Allie Hughes, the Celts number 1, who Coach Frobase may have been trying to save if they won this one, now having to come into the circle to try to keep this game close.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to with Allison Hughes throwing. So, I guess while she warms up, so Allison
Now
Hughes
pitching
is
for the
11
Celts,
and
number
4
10,
so far this
Allison
season.
Hughes.
She was all SCAC second team last year, as well as she even made the NCAA regional all-tournament team. So,
And as we have
So
TRU hitting coach Scott Smith come saying hello to us.
all the coaches start running in once the weather gets bad. So, all right, well, she finishes warming up. We're going to take a minor quick break as we get ready to continue this game.
And we're back here ready for the action to restart with Allison Hughes in a circle, and the Roos have gotten aggressive with the first and third. And that just cannot happen for the Roos. You get the stolen base on the first and third play, but you end up getting picked off at third with the lead runner.
Super frustrating. If you're the Roos, I mean, especially you have to know your coach's intention with that play.
Not only that, but you have all the momentum in the world, and you just gave half of it back getting picked off at third base.
You gave St. Thomas the first out of the inning. You just can't do that. You have to know if your coach wants to steal second, he needs to be telling you, hey, you're staying put. So don't even get off the bag. Take one step and go back.
One step lead, know the situation, don't get too far off. And what's the craziest part about that pickoff play, while the umpires can be in here on the infield, she didn't have that big of a lead. She had time.
She was honestly too far off.
She froze. She would have had time with the initial glance over, but she froze. And
As soon as the ball went back to the pitcher, she needed to get back.
correct.
Fortunately, I think they're talking here about whether to maybe give this game a quick pause.
Let's check the friendly weather app, see how accelerating is looking. It's really not coming down too hard. It seemed to lighten up from 10 minutes ago.
Yep, it does look like we are going to take a
We're
break.
going to move into a rain delay here
Ugh.
at Cooley Stadium, putting us.
Well, fans, I guess I'm not exactly sure when we're going to be back, given that there's no lightning, so it's not like we're waiting 30 minutes.
That's actually the bright side of this. There's no 30 minutes. We're not having to wait for any likes to coast and scout. It's more of when will this rain let up? And
Yep.
the fact that it's not even registering on the weather app that it's raining here in Seguin, I think that's a positive. That means it won't be a long rain delay, hopefully.
All right, well, we will be right back, fans. Stay with us, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
are back here at Morgue Softball Field at Ed Cruzy Stadium after a brief rain delay. One out here. As Kiersey Hemby gets in and out, one lines out the left field, and Tori Fowler retreats back to second base.
Yeah, definitely one of the better hit balls here today. I mean, especially for Himby, finally getting into her own, facing Hughes. But now we're going to see Hannah King. She's 0 for 2 today, reached on an error in the last inning. And so she's working with 2 outs here and is it 2 outs? I don't even know.
2 outs.
Okay, 2 outs.
2
And
outs.
a runner
King
at
the
second
plate,
base.
Tori Fowler at second, and another pop fly, this time to right field, and Hughes works out of the inning.
Yep, so no runs off of 2 hits. I mean, a big loss there for the Roos, and 1 runner left on base as we will now head into the bottom of the 5th. Roos are now leading, 2-0.
Sid, you have to think that runner that got picked off at third base has to hunt a little bit.
Absolutely.
Giving that out away. We got a
Absolutely.
pitching change here, Sid, going into the bottom of the 5th. Looks like.
Kind of scares me.
Or maybe not. Maybe not. Pump fake by first baseman Haley Swikowski as Alexis Johnson is going to retake the circle.
Whew, thank goodness. All right, well, we will be right back briefly, fans. Please stay with us.
Back here at Morgue Softball at Ed Cruzy Stadium. Austin College Roos, the 6th seed here in the 2024 SCAC tournament, leading 2-1 over 3rd seed St. Thomas Celts. Number 5, first baseman Gabby Davila leading off for the Celts. In the bottom of the 5th, grounded out to first base in her first at bat in the 2nd inning. Fouls went off to start the bottom of the inning here at Ed Cruzy Stadium. Right now, Alexis Johnson, she is a member of the All-Sydney team, correct?
Yes, she is.
I thought so.
She was definitely like one of the first players I put on there.
So in the All-Sydney team draft, she was high on the big board.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure to get her early.
So fans, if you don't know, so pretty much earlier on in this season, my normal co-host, Easton Allen, challenged me to create a team of players that I like, because every game I was like, wow, I really like her. And so I ended up creating a team of only players that I had seen play, and they're not necessarily the best players, in the conference, but they're players who have a lot of fun, they have a good presence on the field, and they're just fun to watch. So, a couple of the Austin College players made the list.
We got a 3-1 count here to start the inning. One of the first times Johnson's been behind in a count today that I can remember. She's pretty much controlled this game so far in the circle. Been cruising pretty much the majority of this game. You had the air kind of throw her off in the last inning before the rain delay, but you take that out. Johnson has been cruising through this Celts lineup that's done damage throughout the SCAC for the majority of the season. She works back to a full count. The strike looks like the caught outside part of the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's done a good job of just pitching well, pitching to contact, and getting these hitters to just look bad, honestly.
tosses ball 4. What will be her first walk of the day here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, she's thrown really well, but that leadoff walk when you're only up by 1,
Now batting for
and
the
that's
Celts,
got to
number
hurt.
2,
So really
Delaney
just needs to
Moreno.
respond back here with an out to hopefully keep this game in her favor.
Honestly, Sid, I think you have to look for a ground ball here to not only potentially roll you a double play, but keep the Celts contained before you flip the lineup over. As Tobar gets on the move behind the plate, keeping Davila glued to first base.
Yeah, I mean, a great job right there by Tobar to keep the runner up first and not allow her to move into scoring position. I mean, that's just such a clutch save right there by Tobar behind the plate.
Moreno lined out to shortstop. Her first at bat in the 3rd inning. Throw behind the runner at first to no avail.
I mean, this Austin College team, we didn't see it a lot against TLU, but they like to throw behind runners frequently.
They like to do it frequently, and they're choosing a less than ideal day to do it. You know, just got out of the rain delay here in Seguin, and you know that ball gets harder and harder to throw the deeper we get into this. You see Tobar with the towel in her back pocket, helping the umpire wipe the ball down as we try to keep relatively dry balls out there in play. But you know, with the rain constantly coming down, it's impossible to keep the ball 100% dry. It's just not going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't even know how pitchers do it, you know. I know when I would play, and if I was in the outfield when it was raining, my hand was in my back pocket the whole time, not moving it until the ball was hit. That way, at least my hand's dry, and I could hopefully have a better grip on the ball.
Well, see, Sid, I was a catcher, so I was kind of like Tobar. I had the towel in my back pocket, and, you know, I'm talking to the umpire the whole time. You liking this? No, I'm not liking it either. We're both just back there getting wet together and hoping that at some point it'll ease up. I think at some point today, potentially before the Bulldogs get started at 4 o'clock, that the rain will kind of subside and we'll just have a gray and gloomy day here at Ed Cruzy Stadium.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really thought today the weather was going to be fine. I really did. I had hopes, and my hopes were smashed.
Well, you know, as Moreno gets one 4-6 and the fielder's choice, as the Roos keep the lead runner off of second base.
Yeah, that's a good job getting the lead runner.
Now batting for the Celts, left fielder number 29,
And just
Rebecca
being able
Archibald.
to get the lead runner out, keep runners out of scoring position, but now we're going to turn the lineup over to Rebecca Archibald. 0 for 2 today.
And it's even more pivotal, as you said, Sid, turning the lineup over. Got an all-conference outfielder, all-conference hitter coming to the plate. You don't want to do anything that can potentially give the Celts any momentum at this point in the game. Coming in as an underdog, you've done your job to get ahead, scratch runs across. Now it's completely up to you to keep the momentum in your favor.
Couldn't have said it better.
Johnson throws one in the dirt and almost has a head taken off there by Tobar, but Moreno advances to second on the wild pitch in the dirt. Two-0 count now on Archibald, who now has a runner in scoring position as Coach Frobase calls time to talk to her all-conference left fielder.
So, I mean, that's a 2-0 count here for Archibald. She's in a good hitter's count here as Johnson gears up for the third pitch. That is a strike.
Finds the zone there. 2-1, 1 out, runner at second. Archibald at the plate. Johnson trying to work out of another jam here in the circle for the Roos. Keep the momentum squarely on their side. As Archibald lays down the bunt, Johnson makes the smart decision to hold on to the ball and nobody covering second, as something we see here a lot at Ed Creedy Stadium. Takes the free base. As now the Celts have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter in this situation now. Looks like first baseman Grace Torres is going to pinch hit for second baseman number 1, Haley Luke.
Jeez, I really can't see today. I thought that was number 8.
Well, you know, Sid, you have the disadvantage of not being able to look around this divider in our window here in the press box. You have a little bit more blurred vision than I do.
Pinch hitting for the Celts, number 19, Grace Torres.
All right, so a big pinch hitting at bat here for Grace Torres as she steps in with only 1 out and runners at second and third.
Sid, there's only, and you know as well as I do, having played the game yourself, you know there's really one thing you can't do right here. Hit the ball to third base. You cannot hit the ball to third base. Don't hit it to third base, and preferably don't hit it to first base either.
Yeah, I mean, really anywhere else is going to score a run. Also, don't want to strike out either.
Pop-ups. Don't want to pop it up either. So a little more than one thing. I was being a tad dramatic.
But, I mean, too often do we see someone in this situation hit the ball to third base. So it's definitely an important thing to point out.
Coach Frobe showing a lot of trust in the junior from Katy, Texas. Throwing her in at this situation. As it looks like the Celts may just put her on to get outs anywhere and load the bases.
Yeah, it may very well be an intentional walk. Grace Torres hitting 207 this year, but I mean she has some power. No home runs, I mean, but she's only had 29 at-bats, but...
There's ball 4. Getting Torres on, as looks like Lupien will re-enter. To re-enter here at first base, as third baseman number 6, Jalen Simmons, comes to the plate with the bases loaded.
Oof, I don't know if I want to throw it at Jalen.
High pressure situation now for Johnson in the circle. She's worked out of jams all day long, and now she's tasked with her biggest one yet, as for the first time all day, and really the first time in almost 3 days, the sun has began to poke out here in Seguin.
I know, I need my sunglasses.
I forgot what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, now it's walking Torres. I understand it.
But do you walk her to get the Simmons?
I don't.
Granted, Simmons is 0 for 2.
But Simmons is really good.
That is also true. But will
Torres,
will the sun shine on Johnson one more time today to work out?
Come on, sunshine.
Out of this bases loaded jam. As Johnson throws ball 1 to the all-conference third baseman.
I mean, yeah, Simmons, I mean, really, she's too good. She's too good. I know she's 0 for 2 today, but gosh, I mean, she's who I want up to bat right now. I would choose
And the
her
thing is, for the
every
Celts,
day.
you get Chloe Bennett follow up right with her, another all-conference player.
Exactly. So if I'm in the Austin College dugout right now, I'm probably saying my Hail Marys. And I'm not even Catholic. That's about where I'm at right now, if I'm in that dugout.
Well, they've had a little bit of luck on their side so far, and they've earned it. They've played really good softball up to this point today. Now you got the bases loaded. See if they can work out of it. This is one of those game-deciding innings right here. One of those game-deciding moments is Johnson throws ball 2 to Simmons.
Yeah, she's obviously not trying to give Simmons anything too fat to hit, but at the same time, those pitches just way far out of the zone. Simmons isn't even tempted to swing at them.
Coach Johnson bringing the infield in here, wanting to get that force out at home plate. Simmons pops one foul out of play, bringing the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. If Johnson can force another fly out here, that would probably be the biggest fly ball of her season.
Yeah,
especially if it's
sure.
shallow.
For sure.
As
and I mean,
the
she's
wind's
just
blowing in about 7 miles per hour. Full count now to Simmons.
And also, I mean, she's not giving Simmons anything inside.
She's abusing the outside part of the plate.
She's letting her know, if you're going to get a good ball off of me, you're going to have to go off it with it.
Question is, if you're Simmons, do you crowd the plate and try to go get it? Or do you do the selfless thing and don't make it about you? As she takes ball 4 as the Celts walk in the game-tying run here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, just not what you want. But, I mean, as we're seeing, the wet softball playing a huge factor in it, And it's not ideal, but, I mean, you can just tell by that pitch there. We haven't seen Johnson bounce a lot of pitches in today. So you just know that it is playing a factor, but still bases loaded here. Only 1 out for Chloe Bennett. Another huge threat here for the Celts. I mean, you mentioned earlier she leads the SCAC in RBIs.
Leads the SCAC in RBIs, second to only Texas Lutheran's Kylie Jack with 4 homers on the season, third in the SCAC in batting average, and a one-time SCAC hitter of the week. If you're Coach Frobase, you can't ask for a better situation after trailing for the majority of this game to have one of your better hitters up at the plate with less than 2 outs, bases juice.
Yeah, absolutely. And Johnson just not able to find the strike zone. I mean, we said earlier in this inning, she has rarely gotten behind in the count so far this game, but this inning we're really seeing it come back into play.
Seems to be a big part of whoever's calling pitches for the Roos to not give them anything on the inner 2/3 of the plate. They're really throwing outside corner, hopefully getting a bit of the umpire's strike zone, and right now they're just not getting any luck behind the plate, as that's the first pitch in about 7 or 8 pitches that's even been close to the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
For strike 1.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a tough situation too. I mean, Bennett can easily just destroy the Roos' chances with 1 swing. So you just have to be careful with what you throw.
There's the fly out you want. The throw from right field, not in time as Archibald comes through on a sac fly as the Celts take the lead for the first time today.
And honestly, not a bad throw there from Butler out in right field, but just the fly ball deep enough to where Archibald's able to easily come across to score. So now 2 outs here as the Celts have scored 2 runs and are now leading 3-2.
Mallory Munson now at the plate. 2 runners in scoring position. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Celts with their first lead of the game, 3-2. As Johnson, as I said earlier, not coming out. There's nobody in the bullpen warming up for the Roos. This is it. She's been a workhorse for the Roos, and I believe there's a less than 15% chance we see her come out today. another one. As Munson gets another one out in foul territory. 2 strikes on her now. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The good thing for the Roos going in the top of the 6th, you lead off the inning with Carrie Johnson and Haley Swikowski. So you're right in part of the lineup that you know. If you need to scratch some runs across, those are two people that could get something started for you.
Yeah, I mean, really, everyone in their lineup today has done well. You know, leadoffs getting on base. They've done a good job of just finding a way, which is key, and that's why they're one of my favorites. They're scrappy and they get it done.
Munson takes one the other way. As Kiersey Hemby rolls it over to Swikowski as the Roos give up 2. Trail for the first time today here at Ed Cruz Stadium. The Celtics scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th, taking a 3-2 lead into the 6th inning. We'll be back momentarily here on TLU Plus in the opening round of the 2024 SCAC softball tournament. About ready to roll here at Ed Cruz Stadium. Starting the 6th inning here as the St. Thomas Celts nurse their first lead of the day here in the opening round of the 2024 SCAC Softball Championship Tournament. Carrie Johnson, center fielder for the Roos, leading off top of the 6th. The former Austin College basketball player, now full-time softball player for the Roos, fouls one off, bring the count to 0-2.
Yeah, Carrie Johnson today, 1 for 2. She had a great single up the middle in the 4th inning. I mean, really, all of the Roos today, they've done a good job of just seeing good pitches today and going after it.
Allie Hughes looking to keep the momentum going after coming in and working out of the jam for the Celts last inning.
Between Hughes and Sosaman, I mean, seriously, they are just 2 pitchers that are back and forth. They've both thrown around the same amount of innings, and they both have just done a really great job for the team. So I'd say they're a really solid 1 and 2 duo for this team.
Johnson works back into a full count and chases ball 4 as Hughes gets her first strikeout of the day.
Yeah, it's a huge strikeout right there to kind of just honestly assert your dominance. You know, your team just scored 2 runs to take the lead, so now with the strikeout, you're kind of like, hey, we're in charge now.
Swikowski coming up for the Roos. 0 for 1 today with a walk in the 2nd inning of fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Fouls off for strike 2. Hughes, who's been St. Thomas's #1 this year after being the #2 behind Bailey Tisdale last year. Missed some time earlier in the season due to injury, but fought back from that. Finished 3rd in the regular season in the SCAC in wins with 11 and 4th in strikeouts with 49. 10 complete games on the season, the 3rd most in the SCAC, but today coming in relief, relieving Tori Sossaman, and now looking to be in the driver's seat for the win to get the Celts, on the right side of history here to start the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely kind of like a stressful situation when they were down, for, the whole game, really. Kind of nervous. I mean, the last thing you want to do is lose the first game of the tournament, because when you do that, it's a long climb back up there to the top.
And it's something that hasn't been done a lot. With Swiatkowski gets a hold of that one just in the wrong direction, as that one's long foul ball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swiatkowski. TLU became the first team in SCAC history to drop game 1 last year and work their way all the way back to the championship. So it's a hard journey. And as someone who was in that dugout with those girls last year, it's a long day.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's not ideal either by any means.
Swiatkowski continues to fight here at the plate.
Yeah, so now, a full count here. We're looking at the 8th pitch of this at-bat.
Swiatkowski takes ball 4, her 2nd walk of the day.
Yeah, it looked like Hughes was going for a backdoor curve there that just did not curve. Stayed a little too far inside. And that's going to give the Roos a base runner here with only 1 out and Lindsay Bush up to bat.
Bush, who's 0 for 2 today with a fly out the right field and a strikeout. Looking to at least move Swiatkowski over with 1 out, fouling the first pitch off down the first base line.
This is really who you want to get on base right here. You want your DP to get on.
Gets the bunt down. Davila tosses it to Lupien. 3-4 sacrifice bunt from Bush. Moves Swiatkowski into scoring position for right fielder number 4, Faith Butler, who's 0 for 2 today as well. Lining out to second base, as well as grounding out to second base earlier in today's game.
Yeah, and this is clutch here. If she can find a way to get on base and give the lineup to Alessandra Tovar and turn it over to Preston, and that can be really key right here.
Looking at how the Celts are defending her, they're giving her the outfield. Right field is almost on the warning track. The left fielder's hugging the line.
That left center gap
is calling her name. And it's what we just said it. Left fielder Rebecca Archibald comes in quickly to get the ball back into the infield. Almost gets Swiatkowski tripped up at third base, but unlike earlier in the game, the Roos settled down. Now you got first and third with 2 outs.
Yeah, and they ran a first and third play to score the first run of the game back in the first inning. Curious to see, what are you doing in this situation here? Now this run means a lot here at third base. If you're the Celts,
especially here in the 6th inning, you're not going to have many more opportunities. As the Roos take another base here on Bennett.
So now Roos with runners at second and third, 2 outs here. And for Alessandra Tovar, 2 for 2 today. She's seeing the ball really well right now. She's definitely who I would want up to bat.
That was the sixth stolen base for the Roos, and like you said, Tobar's seen them all well. You get the single in the third inning, the double in the fifth inning, now up here in the sixth. She fouls that one away. Get into the hitters count 2-1 with 2 outs. 2 runners in scoring position and with a chance to indirectly potentially be a hero here for the Roos.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge, and really if you're in her spot, you just want to focus on the base hit. Just keep doing whatever it is you have been doing. You know, middle of the field is open.
And
It's a great take.
Great take and a way to be strong, have strong hands and hold that check swing.
I'm surprised that Bennett isn't even trying to check it.
Maybe she's like me and just respects it that she didn't go. A huge spot here for the freshman as she thought she had ball 4, but it goes to a full count here on the freshman catcher with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Big situation here for the freshman catcher from Los Fresnos, Texas.
Definitely the
Ground
only
out
player
to
you
third
don't
base.
want to hit it to.
The one player that you probably should not hit it to out there, and it's Jalen Simmons. Rolls over to third, and Celts are out of the inning once again, stranding 2 runners, taking a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back here momentarily as the Celts get ready to come up to the plate, looking for a chance to extend their lead before they go into the decisive 7th inning. Back here at Mork Softball at Mork Softball Field at Ed Creasy Stadium as the St. Thomas Celts lead the Austin College Roos 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Alexis Johnson still in the circle for the Roos as number 21 Isabel Charles leads off for the Celts, fouling off one down the third base line for strike 1.
Yeah, Charles had the huge triple to score the first run for the Celts back in the 4th inning. Just a great hit and showing off some speed too. So she's looking to get things started here for her team here in the bottom of the 6th.
You said it, Sid. The stand-up triple in the 4th and the sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. Charles looking to do some more damage at the plate here in the 6th inning and potentially get some insurance runs on the board for the Celts. Moves into a hitter's count, 2-1. Fouls that one off as well. Moves to 2-2 for the TLU fans watching Game 2 here on TLU Plus. TLU Baseball leads the number 9 ranked Trinity Tigers 4-3 in the top of the 8th up at La Moderna Field in Cleburne, Texas. And your TLU Bulldogs getting ready to start after this game with a scheduled 4 o'clock first pitch as we're sitting here in a bottom of the sixth at 3:15 p.m. here in Seguin.
Yep, and a bit of a conversation there between Tobar and Johnson. And, I mean, honestly, I think Johnson's just getting a little tired.
Which is understandable. You know, you lead the SCAC in innings pitched. You warmed up. You've thrown a lot. Granted, she's controlled the game for the most part.
Yeah.
Charles drives another down the line foul.
I mean, so far
She's
today.
sitting at 87 pitches.
Yeah, she's definitely has thrown a lot today.
With 48 going for strikes. And really, I would say of those 39 balls, most of those came in the last inning or two. Like she wasn't throwing a lot of balls early, but you know, as your arm starts to get tired, your control starts to loosen a little bit, and she grooves that one down the plate.
It's a great grab right there.
Carrie Johnson's right there in center field, ready to make a play for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, I mean, and just talking like you said, I mean, last inning, Johnson threw 34 pitches, 14 of them were strikes. So just talking about that fatigue and just kind of getting tired. I mean, it's hard. I can't imagine being out there throwing as much as she has and holding off a really great team as well. So she's fighting out there.
I will say, win or lose, Austin College should not leave here with anything to hang their heads about.
For sure.
You come in as the underdog. You've competed today.
Mm-hmm.
You got one more opportunity to go up to the plate and potentially come through and win this game as Lindsay Gonzalez drives one in the right center. Looks to be could have been a stand-up double, but slides just for the heck of it as she fires her team up in the first base dugout for her first hit of today's game.
And she's been seeing the ball well today. She's been hitting some great line drives, and that one finally finds a gap for her. So she's definitely, I mean, a huge hitter to be reckoned with this weekend if she keeps seeing the ball the way she has.
Now to the junior from Pearland, Texas, a place that TLU softball fans are very familiar with, Gabby Davila. Taking strike one. TLU softball fans familiar with Pearland. You have Bella Rodriguez from Pearland, Reagan Jones from Pearland, TLU softball alum Kirsten Williams was from Pearland. Just a whole lot of Pearland products.
There's a lot of Pearland products in the world. There's so many.
As Davila pops that one up to center field, Johnson corrals that one for out number 2.
Yeah, great out right there by Johnson, getting Davila to hit the ball straight in the air. I mean, that's a big out after giving up what should have been a stand-up double as well. I believe we're going to see a...
Coach Fro convening with the home plate umpires. We're going to see a pinch hitter here. Number 25, Isabella Hernandez, a sophomore from San Antonio, Texas.
We got lots of fans watching us right now on the stream. We have 116 on the stream, you know.
Well, while we've got a break, Sid, I will say it's been fun to do this. You know, I don't get a lot of chances to put the headset on because normally I'm taking pictures and tweeting and Instagramming and all that jazz. And today I got to hang out with you for a little bit while Easton was taking his final.
I know. And
Given he's a 4.0 student, I'm not too worried about him passing that final. We'll hear how it went.
He's been gone for almost 2 hours.
Well, we'll hear how it went when he gets back up here in the press box. I'm not too worried about Easton. He's normally pretty good about staying on top of his grades. Our junior student athlete of the year at our award ceremony earlier this week here at TLU.
have been already. Hernandez ahead in the count, got herself a hitter's count at 2-0. That one misses, and
Pass
the ball
ball
gets
with
away.
Tobar as Gonzalez takes third.
You know, really, if you're a pitcher and you're going against a pinch hitter, this is a batter who hasn't seen you yet and has only seen you from the dugout. You just have to attack them. You know, there's a good chance that they're not timed up. There's a good chance that they just don't know what to expect. And so you just have to attack them, be better about getting ahead in the count.
Just to add on to what you're saying, there's 2 outs as well. You've got a little wiggle room to work with. Granted, you got a runner in scoring position, but there's 2 outs, pinch hitter, go at her, and Johnson gives up ball 4.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the second pinch hitter that the Celts have brought in that Johnson has walked.
As
So
Moreno re-enters for the Celts at first. So you got first and third here for the Celts as they turn the lineup over once again to Rebecca Archibald.
yeah, and she had a great base hit. Her last at bat, a nice
Now
little
batting
bunt
the
that
Celts
she
left fielder,
laid
number
down.
29, Rebecca
So now that she's
Archibald.
starting to feel herself, you know, she's got 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position now. So this could be a huge at bat for here, especially if she wants to break this game open.
And Moreno takes second base easy as Tobar drops the ball behind the plate. So no throw down, and Celts now have 2 runners in scoring position for Archibald. 2 potential insurance runs here with Johnson in the circle. She's got to be near her 100th pitch on the day.
She might have already passed it.
And that was pitch 102 for Johnson. As there's now 2 balls, no strikes on Archibald. Johnson finds the zone for her first strike here with 2 outs, facing the all-conference sophomore from Baytown, Texas.
Yeah, a great player and a huge opportunity here to open this game up.
And she drops down another bunt. Swiatkowski throws it, and umpire calls her safe, wondering did Hemby miss the bag.
I don't know. I'm wondering if we can get a replay on that. I'm not sure if we're able to get it, but that is such a bang play right there.
Archibald, the speedster, wondering here if she actually beat it out, as our in-press box producer gives us an instant replay here in the press box.
Now batting for the Celts, second baseman number 1, Haley
It's a
Lupin.
close play.
Kai Hendershot helping us out here in the press box as Haley Lupien now up to the plate for the Celts. And there goes Archibald once again. The stolen base.
Yeah, not a bad throw there by Tobar behind the plate, just not in time. Archibald with a lot of speed. Last year she was a NFCA All-Region second team. I mean, she's just doing so great as an athlete. She looks comfortable out there. And the bunt to score a run is really clutch here in this game.
Something we've seen quite a bit of here at Ed Cruzy Stadium in our time here.
So now it's a 2-0 count here to Haley Lupien. Wants to keep this inning going for the Celts. That one misses inside for ball 3.
Misses again for ball 3. Looking ahead here at the 2024 SCAC softball tournament. The 2024 regular season champions, the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs, the number 12 team in the country, will take the field at 4 o'clock, taking on the Southwestern Pirates, who won the first game earlier today. Later on tonight, the number 2 seed Trinity Tigers will take on the winner of this game here, as Haley Lupien draws the 4-pitch walk. to bring Jalen Simmons back to the plate as Tobar goes out to talk to Johnson. And Brandon Johnson.
Johnson is going to go talk to Johnson.
One of 3 Johnsons for the Rouge goes out to talk to Alexis Johnson, the former member of the Kansas City Royals farm system, playing baseball at LSU and Cal State Fullerton. Still seems a little bit of a baseball player, rocking the baseball pants. So I coached softball for 8 years. That was a new one for me. I saw Texas and their staff rock them last year for a cause, and Coach Johnson and his staff wears them every game. It's definitely something you don't see very much, as Johnson gets a round of applause as she leaves the circle with Coach Johnson.
Looks like Carrie Johnson.
Now, Carrie Johnson enters the circle as we're just Johnson and Johnson and Johnson here at Ed Cruzy Stadium.
That was funny.
Back to Coach Johnson. You know, he's not the only one here with the connection to the Kansas City Royals. One of my former teammates, Jonathan Boland, currently, I believe, is on the active roster with the Kansas City Royals. I know he was earlier in the year. And my former quarterback, now a relief pitcher for the Royals. One of the few from Arlington, Tennessee to actually make it that far.
Now in the circle for
Carrie
the Rouge, number
Johnson coming
21,
in today.
Carrie
God, there's so
Johnson.
many Johnsons. Carrie's coming into this game with an ERA of 5.92. Has thrown 13 innings. Batters are hitting 400 against her. Truthfully, I think we're at the end of this game. I think head coach Brandon Johnson kind of just trying to get out of it, finish this game, and start preparing for their game tomorrow against Centenary, which I think is going to be such a fun game to watch.
That game should be tight.
I am pretty excited for that.
Actually, Sydney,
What you got for me?
the loser of this game will face the loser of TLU versus Southwestern.
Oh.
Looking at our schedule here, while Centenary will face the loser of Game 4, which will be Trinity against the winner of this game here currently. As it's we enjoyed the sun for all 20 minutes that it was out, but we are back to being dark and gloomy here in Seguin as Jalen Simmons rips one to shortstop with a great play by shortstop number 1, Lizzie Preston, to get the Rouge out of the inning and avoid a potential.
Carrie Johnson is freaking pumped up. Did you just see her over there?
I saw her, and she has every right to. That kept a potential back-breaking moment from happening right there.
Absolutely.
So Simmons lines out to short to end the inning and to take us into the 7th. The Celts lead 4-2. We'll be back momentarily here on TLU Plus as we head into the final inning here in Game 2 of the 2024 SCAC Softball Championship Tournament here in Seguin. Back here at Morgue Softball Field at Ed Cruzy Stadium for the top of the 7th. as the Roos look to come back against the number 3 seed St. Thomas Kelps, trailing 4-2 here at Ed Cruzy Stadium. Shortstop Lizzie Preston, who ended the bottom of the 6th with an impressive diving grab, leads off for the Roos, who have the top of the order, gets the bunt down to Simmons, and she is out on the attempted bunt single to start the inning. Now up at the plate, number 9, Tori Fowler.
I mean, such a bang play. Simmons did such a good job, though, of reading the hands of Preston to make that play. Really, the only person on the field I don't want to hit it to is Simmons. Truthfully, she's got great range, and she gets the job done. So a 1-1 count here to Preston.
To Tori Fowler.
Oh, thank you.
Who's still looking for her first official at bat, walking 3 times to start today.
Yeah.
1-2 count on Fowler.
Gosh, and here comes the weather. Gosh, just completely turned on us.
This is good napping weather. We went from a pretty day for all of 25 minutes to,
and now I'm ready to go to sleep.
Now we're dark, gloomy, and if it wasn't for the great softball being played here at Ed Cruzy Stadium, I can promise you I'd be ready to grab a blanket and take a nap. And I know our student workers up here feel the same way as they're going through finals right now. We've had prettier days here.
I'm not a student worker, but I want to go to sleep.
Understandable. you know, you're hard-working woman there, Sid.
I mean, it's just the wind started picking up. It probably dropped about 5 degrees, honestly.
Yeah, it's gotten a little chilly.
I mean, it's not horrible, but...
It was humid and muggy earlier. Now the temperature's dropped a little bit as Fowler rolls over one to the pitcher. Allie Hughes for the second out as the Roos are down to their last opportunity with down 2 runs. But, you know, with Hemby at the plate, all is not lost for the Roos.
I've seen worse odds. And I'm sure it was a tough take for Hemby there with that pitch. Probably a pitch she would really wish she could take back, but when you're down by a couple runs, you want to get Hughes to throw a little more.
As a fan takes one off the umbrella on that foul ball from Hemby. I believe they're okay. Just luckily the umbrella acted as an inadvertent shield over there.
Good take there by Hemby. Nice rise ball by Hughes, but Hemby, she's very patient. I feel like I noticed this when she played. She's really good at laying off those rise balls.
Down to our final strike now as Hemby drives one to left center. Gets down. She's going to try to take 2 and end with a stand-up double. The Roos are not done yet.
I honestly wish I could say I was surprised, but there's a reason Hemby is on the All-Sydney team.
Hemby came in today 3rd in the country with 19 doubles, a program record, her 20th double on the season to keep the Roos alive in their opening round game. As Hannah King steps to the plate to take ball 1 with a runner in scoring position.
I mean, obviously, you shouldn't be going for a home run.
Nope.
Home run is not going to happen.
The wind is blowing hard out to right field, and King pops one up to center, and that'll do it here at Ed Cruzy Stadium as St. Thomas takes their opening round matchup with the Austin College Roos 4-2. Sydney, it's been fun.
It has been fun. I'm
Kinda
glad
been
you were able to do this with us.
Kind of like riding a bike, you know, talk a little softball with a good friend of mine that I've gotten to know over the last 3 years here in Seguin, and had the privilege to come work for us. And some of y'all may not know, Sydney drives here from Houston every time there's games here, and keeps you guys entertained here in the press box with Easton, and we're happy to have her. And I try to tell them and let them know, without a doubt in my mind, Easton and Sydney are the best broadcast crew, not only in Division III, but arguably all of college softball. And now after this game, you no longer have to hear my voice. You get Easton back. I'll be back down on the field making content for TLU softball as they take the field here for the 4 o'clock game as the rain begins to come down once again here at Ed Cruzy Stadium. Signing off for Game 2 of the 2024 SCAC softball tournament. I'm Bryce Hayes here
What
with
a
Sydney
good
Cox,
game it was.
who will stick around for Game 3 and Game 4 while I'll peace out and turn it back over to Easton Allen for Game 3. We'll see you guys in a little bit here on TLU Plus as the number 12 team in the country, the TLU Bulldogs, the number 1 seed here in the 2024 SCAC softball tournament, take on the Southwestern Pirates.
It's going to be a good game.